901, We the Lodge podcast. Check them out, baby.
Tune in to 901, We the Largest Podcast.
Tune in to 901. We the largest podcast.
State your name for the record.
My name is Gabby, also known as Cleopatra.
Welcome to 901, We the Large Podcast. And I just want to ask, as a male to a female, what do you see the current state of Memphis and how is it going?
Right now, Memphis is just in tragedy. What we have is a lot of uncouth kids running around the city, dealing with trauma from the household. And this trauma ain't just started. This trauma started many, many years ago with our black community. And at this point in age, we got to know that we got to be the curse breakers. We got to take the shackles off. I'm just gonna start with like a little small brief history. I always tell my boys, you know, you're only 4 or 5 generations from being a slave. They look at me and say, you know, think I'm crazy, but if you say, if my mama born in 70, her mama born in 50s, and my great-grandma born in the 30s, and her mama born in the 1800s, not that far from being a slave. So we already been broken from slavery, but when we got released from them chains, our minds weren't released. And what happened is we fed into drugs. So you got the 70s era was going on where they done made crack cocaine. So them mamas done left their children in the house by themselves. So now you got in the 80s, you got teen moms, a bunch of teen moms and a bunch of crackheads that done abandoned their children and left them with grandma. Y'all, grandma cannot raise y'all kids. Grandma is old and grandma is tired. Back to the story. So now in the 80s, we got teen moms and crackheads. So now we ain't had nobody to teach us how to be a woman, how to be a man, because guess what? They all in the streets and the devil done took control of their mind. So now you got this generation, which is us, raising kids, and we dealing with all their childhood trauma. And we trying to raise kids. And then we constantly got different entities in the world that's playing. We got the BBLs, we got the rappers. Everybody want to be some type of fictitious person. And we can't distinguish reality from non-fiction now. Right. So now our kids looking at us, we bipping and bopping. We ain't paying our kids no attention, and they go off into the world. And so now we just a community lost, like the children of Israel when they was in the wilderness. Ain't nobody taught the women how to be a lady. Nobody been teaching us how to cook. A very few of us got it, but then the ones that us got it didn't even appreciate it. Because guess what? Once you get a certain age, your peers is your mama and your daddy. I ain't listening to you, mama. I ain't listening to you, dad. I want to be like my friends. And you be damn if they have a friend who parent not in the household, daddy a drug dealer, mama a stripper hoe, and we think this the ideal person. Oh, that's the leader of the group. That's the leader of the group right there. So now you trying to raise your child right, but the leader of the group got a hold on your child because they been possessed with demons. Because one thing we got to realize, my pastor told me this at church. However we get our money and we feed our kids with that money. So if you a robber and you feed your kids with that robbing money, you done cursed your child.
Yes.
But yes. See, they don't want to talk about that. So everything that we do, we to get a we with quick gratification now. Quick gratification. That's why back then, motherfuckers say you gotta wait 3 months for you have sex. Because they weren't trying to get that quick gratification. Now, you don't have sex with somebody after they mad at you, want to blast you on Facebook and all that. That's called pressure. It's not only kids dealing with peer pressure, it's the adults too. We get in these relationships, we trying to keep up. We trying to keep up with our friend. Maybe I heard this a marathon, not a race. Yeah. Most millionaires, successful millionaires, because most of the young millionaires died at early age. They say it can be a premature blessing. 2 ways of what a premature blessing look like. Okay, let's say for instance, I got a car. I give you this car at 5 years old versus giving you at 16 years old. Which era do you think you better prepared for? Would you give a 5-year-old car to drive? That's a premature blessing. It's good that he got a car, but that's a premature blessing because a 5-year-old don't have the mental capacity to know safety.
So let me ask you this question here. What do you suggest to the parents and to the working class people? What should they do at a time like this here? How should they be able to reach these youth and these kids?
Honestly, they say prayer works. That's where it's gonna have to start, because a lot of these parents are put in a position they trying to survive. Sometimes ain't mama fault that son bad as hell, that daughter fast as hell. Baby, I'm trying to work, provide for you. When I'm at work, working these 16-hour shifts, so I can put some shoes on your feet, keep your hair done. Y'all like these $200 wigs plus the install. These boys want these valid bags. That's pressure for a mama. Telling them no. It hurts when a mother tell a child no. So this one or two things gonna happen. You gonna do what you supposed to do while I'm at work, or you gonna be uncouth and get caught up in the streets and have everybody blast me on Facebook for what you doing wrong when I'm trying to make it. Because guess what? A baby know right or wrong. We can get a little bitty baby right now, 2-year-old, and they do something wrong. They gonna look back at us. You can't tell me you 14, 15, you can't go sit your ass down somewhere. You want to run the in crowd that much, you gonna bring me down with your BS. Because technically in another country, they already grown. It's here in America that's holding you by the hand. If they was over there in Iraq somewhere, they'll be already with a family, somewhere at the market, doing some type of bartering system, raising a family. But see, here in America, predominantly I see in our black community, you know, you got the Mexicans teaching their children how to change ties and whatnot. You got the white people, they doctors and lawyers. Granddaddy was a doctor, so I already know what I'm finna be. I'm finna be a doctor or a lawyer too. Then you got the Asians. Hey, we already frying rice and doing nails. I'm just gonna fall in pursuit too. But when we have our black community, motherfucker learn how to work on cars from stealing them. Get what? The leader of the crowd, the one that was already bad, done taught us how to steal cars, so we done learned how to work on them. But did Uncle tell me out there? Uncle was drinking a beer. Uncle didn't even teach me how to change a tire, the basic thing. And so guess what? Now you got a whole bunch of black men that don't know how to use their hand. When in history, we had all the farmland after slavery. Now if you go look at statistics now, we done lost over 70% of the farmland. Now the white man get it. But guess what? This was ours. The red light black man, the washing machine black man, the cotton gin black man. We known for using our mind and head, but well, guess what? They said a mind a terrible thing to waste. When you ain't using it, what happen? It go away.
So what can you as a mother that's in your kid's life that's provide, what advice you can give these kids as a mother? What advice can you give these kids?
The decisions that you make today, you're going to pay for them tomorrow. And I ain't talking about tomorrow because today's Thursday and then Sunday you're going to pay for it. It's going to come back and bite you. Just remember, everything you do today, it's going to come back to bite you. You know how, let's say for instance, you done caught a gun charge now. You done caught a gun charge 18, 19. Around about 25, you riding with somebody. Police pull y'all over. Gun in the car, they take all y'all to jail. It ain't my gun. Your previous record said you had guns. Your previous record said you got guns, and that's what people go by, what they can see. See, a lot of people dealing with emotions. See, they emotions, I ain't do it, but emotional intelligence is what you can see and what is displayed in front of you. And so what's displayed in front of me is, previously you had a gun before, so why I think you won't have one this time?
Ooh, as a black woman that's living inside of Memphis, what can you say to the people in positions and in power? If they can hear this and watch this, what can you tell them?
Y'all, what I basically want to tell them is, what can we say to them? Because a lot of people ain't lived our walk of life. So when you ain't live our walk of life, it's hard to understand. If you ain't never been hungry, you don't know what hunger feel like. So we only can articulate what we know. So with that being said, I just feel like we need to attack this school system. You know, that's where they at majority of the day. We got a whole bunch of teachers in there. They just in there for tax write-off purposes. Because if they work at a Title V school for 5 years, they student loans get cut out. I mean, get abolished. They don't have it no more. So you ain't in there for my child. You in there for your own personal reason. We need to take it back to when I was going to Guthrie, when Mr. Roy Logan was bending you over when you was scared to make a peep. When the teacher walked out the classroom, the whole class was quiet because she know you ain't play no games. We got to instill fear back in these kids. We got to instill fear back in these kids. Ain't scared of us. Man, a boy standing up to you right now. We seen it last year at Tresvant. Man, you supposed to be scared. What? Yes, sir. No, sir. They ain't tucking their tails for us. That because the peers that they have had, they ain't, them big cousins and stuff, been taking them out and hitting licks and all that. So I ain't scared of you because I know what I can do to you.
Well, it's closing. All this senseless killing going on in the city, and these broken mamas crying, and what kind of hope and what kind of message you can give to a woman that has lost her child, and what type of message and inspiration you can give to these women?
Well, I don't want to speak much on it because I haven't experienced it. And I like to speak on things that I have experience on because I can come from a better angle. But what I can say is God don't make no mistakes. You know, we all here for a certain amount of time. We just don't know. Only thing I can say to them moms is keep praying and keep your head up. And let the memory of your child be the reason why you live. Don't fault yourself. Ain't no perfect parent. Ain't now one of these hospitals after we birthed these kids gave us a pamphlet and said, this how you deal with this child from 0 to 18 to 18 to 21 or whatever. It's just that, you know, sometimes we get the short end of the stick, and I hate to be that it's with their child life. But at the same time, we just got to stay prayed up and go to God, and just, even though your child gonna tell God thank you for even having him in your presence for this month, because we all on borrowed time. And that's the only thing I can say to a mother that done lost their child is don't fault yourself, because we don't come with handbooks. You know, everybody pit and pat. I tell my friends, when you have a child, you got a stranger in your belly. You don't know them. I know my child. No, you don't. No, you don't. You a mind reader. You a hard reader. You don't know that person. We raising a whole bunch of people that we don't know in our house. We figuring them out. We figuring them out. You like, for a long time, my kid pulled on mine. I ain't do it. But when I learned them, you did it, son. You did it. You have exhibit pattern. You did it. Them teachers not lying on you. You did it. I didn't know who he was. He playing his role in front of me, probably playing one now. You know, but at the same time, them strangers, your kids are strangers to you. That's why it be, my child is, because that's a whole nother Herman. You just birthed them.
Well, thanks for sitting down with us at 901 We the Largest Podcast, and we love to have a part 2 for it.
Oh, with pleasure.